All right, welcome to Geared Up from GeekWire.com in Seattle. I'm Todd Bishop.
I'm Andrew Edwards.
We've got a great show coming up for you this week. We're going to be doing our first ever unboxing.
Real good show.
On Geared Up. We've got a brand new Microsoft Surface laptop in burgundy. Sitting here on the table.
That's the best color.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
And it's got the whole sort of fabric. I don't know.
Alcantara.
Alcantara, is that how you pronounce
That's
it?
right.
Okay, I'm very glad you're on top of this, Andrew. It's got the Alcantara cover on the keyboard. I'm really looking forward to checking out what this is like.
Okay.
We'll be describing it in great detail for people who are just hearing the audio-only version of this.
How luxurious it is.
Also, the new 10.5-inch iPad. Andrew's got it right here on the table in front of him. iPad Pro.
It's the Pro.
That's right. Absolutely. Plus, we'll be talking about one of Andrew's favorite games from E3, the big video game convention.
Super Mario Odyssey.
That's right.
Crazy. I can't wait.
And a little bit about USB-C and my new MacBook Pro journey. So stick around for all of that coming up this week on Geared Up. Let's jump in with the unboxing. I can't wait to get going on this thing.
Wait a minute.
By the way, we always forget this. Yes.
Let them know.
If you want to subscribe to Geared Up, we do this every week. Go to geekwire.com/geared up. We are on iTunes, Stitcher, new on Google Play. I haven't even
now we're on Google Play. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I found out right now with you guys. So iTunes, we're Apple Podcasts now.
Apple Podcasts.
Stitcher, Google Play.
Pretty much anywhere you
anywhere you listen to podcasts, check us out there.
Subscribe,
that's audio.
Rate, review. Also, if you want to check out the live stream every week, subscribe to Andrew's YouTube channel.
Or the video version.
That's right. YouTube.com/GearLive. You can either get the archived video or the video live stream.
Yes.
So be sure to subscribe and follow us. Okay, let's jump in with the Surface laptop unboxing. I've got it here on the table in front of me. It's a beautiful box. You know, Microsoft has really followed in the footsteps of Apple.
Yes,
in terms
they
of
have.
Boxes.
They have.
Nice looking box.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the box off.
So this is it here. It's still in the plastic. This is a genuine unboxing.
Genuine unboxing. First time we've ever opened it.
The ASMR is happening right now.
All right. So let's see. How would you compare the weight?
I don't know. You tell me.
About the same weight as my MacBook Pro.
Okay.
Just in terms of holding it in two hands.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll put it here on the table.
I like Microsoft's new logo, by the way. Like how
the squares.
It looks good. It looks good.
Now, this is the burgundy. Now that we've got the plastic off of it, what do you think of the burgundy color?
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it looks
nice.
good.
Yep.
It's subdued, so it's not like a bright blue or whatever the other colors were.
It's classy, I would say.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I don't have any complaints about it.
Yeah. Okay. Now here it is, our first look. And what do you call this fabric again?
Alcantara fabric. Right there.
Alcantara fabric. Okay, there it is. Wow, Andrew, touch that. Tell me what you think of that.
Feel this.
I expected it to be a little bit fuzzier.
I think over time it will be. I think it's going to break down a little bit over time, as Alcantara does. Though I'm not making fun of Microsoft when I say this.
Okay. Well, I'll be interested to see because I have what I call sweaty deadline hands.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
and that's an issue.
I'm a little concerned about how grimy this is going to get over time.
What
so this will be a good
yes.
test. But it feels comfortable, and I could see where it would feel a lot better to have this kind of fabric. It's a little like a pool table felt, like a close-cropped pool table felt. It'd be better to have this, for example, than some sort of metal underneath your hands.
Maybe.
So we'll see.
The metal doesn't get eaten away as much.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire this up, and I'm going to multitask. Now, as we're actually doing the show, we're going to see if I can set this up and see how long it'll take.
Okay, so we've got, by the way, a USB 3 port on the side as well as display port. There's no Thunderbolt 3 on here, no USB-C.
So how do you feel about that?
I don't feel good about that at all.
See,
Microsoft.
And on the other side, you've got an SD card.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's
SD
a positive.
Card. That is nice. I will tell you, though, there were times this past week with my new MacBook Pro where I would have just wanted a very simple USB, what is it, A?
Yeah. USB 3, but that's
USB
fine.
USB 3 port in the side.
Nothing wrong with USB 3. I'm not complaining about
all these
that.
adapters. Andrew, I've spent like $200
I'm not complaining about that. I'm complaining about the fact that there is a lack of Thunderbolt 3 on this computer. I'm not saying that they should have only had Thunderbolt 3. I'm saying there is no Thunderbolt 3, and that is very unfortunate because that's the fastest port that we have, 40 gigabits per second. Everybody else is putting on their computers, and Microsoft's selling what they consider to be a premium machine with no Thunderbolt 3 on it, no USB-C on it. That's obviously the future of all the connectors. I'm very upset about that, Microsoft.
Now, we should say this is an Intel Core i5, 256, 8 gigabytes.
Right.
So I believe this is the version that's roughly $12.99. I'll have to look it up. But it starts at $9.99
right.
for the lower
$12.99 version. And also, this is running Windows 10 S.
That's right. You can upgrade it to Windows 10.
You need to do that.
Yeah, but Windows 10s, it only runs Windows Store applications. I got to say,
No
though,
one wants that.
well, you never know.
Schools, sure,
Schools.
but not at home.
Yeah,
Like,
for
do
example,
you want that when you go and buy this computer?
Well, the
if you didn't
problem
buy
is-
it in year one, do you want to have to spend
No,
an extra $50 to upgrade to Windows Pro?
No, I would rather have it out of the box with Windows Pro.
Therefore, when you look at the price of this laptop, you have to consider after the free upgrade period, you actually are paying. When you pay $100 more, that goes into the cost of the laptop as well. So when they say it's $12.99 or whatever, it's actually $13.99.
Now, let me just say, this laptop feels really good in the hand. It's nice and light. The covering, the casing feels good. It feels a little bit more plasticky than metally.
Oh, really?
I'll say that. That's the technical terms here. Why don't you feel that?
More
what I mean?
it does.
See what I mean? A little bit more plasticky, but I like it. It's like a quality plastic. We got to figure out
Is it
exactly.
metallically painted or is it actually?
We'll
plastic?
find that out. I
need to know.
Okay.
It is nice though.
Yeah, very nice machine. Okay, so I'm going to boot this up now that we've done this. So
Boot it up.
Tell us about your new iPad Pro.
Well, hold on before you boot it up. Give me the mouse. Okay. Give me the mouse, right? Okay. Wow. This is not easy to open. Is there a knife? Is there a knife in studio?
We'll find one here.
Oh, look at him,
Oh,
Brian
we've got a
Westbrook
pocket
behind
knife.
the scenes. Now that I've opened this,
So what Andrew's doing is he's opening the Arc Touch
this is
mouse.
the Microsoft Surface Arc Touch mouse. So first of all,
Arc mouse.
I didn't realize
Sorry.
it did this. Like it just lays
Lays
flat.
Oh yeah,
if you
this
wanted
is
to.
this is old news.
Oh really?
Yeah, they have
Old
the
news.
whole articulating mouse. Yeah, this
The
is like years ago.
articulating
This
old
is
mouse.
years ago. Yeah, so it turns on when you click it like that.
Okay.
and it turns off when you do that for easy storage in your notebook or other accessory of choice. Yes,
Not bad. Not bad.
all right. Okay, so the Surface laptop
booting
is
it up.
officially booting up. So
Okay.
let's let that do that. Let's talk about your iPad Pro.
Talking about the iPad Pro now. Let me hand these sharp objects back over here. iPad Pro just came out last Tuesday, announced at WWDC, right? You
Yes,
recall this?
absolutely.
What iPad do you own?
We own the iPad Mini, a couple generations old. This is the classic move. that I
iPad
make.
Mini 4?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the iPad Pro, new screen size of 10.5 inches. That's number one. Second of all, though, I installed iOS 11 beta on here.
Yeah.
So it has a bunch of new features that are dedicated to the iPad itself that the iPhone doesn't have. So Apple is trying to make this more of a workhorse, a computer that you can actually get work done on rather than just the consumption and sometimes creation device on there. So,
Yeah.
but why don't you just when you scroll side to side, you'll see this is a 120 frame per second display. I don't know if you're seeing the smoothness there.
Very smooth.
But it's like butter. And then if you were to open an app, right? Let's just say we were opening an app, right? Look at how smooth the apps open and close. Look at that.
Oh, now that was no ordinary app that you just opened. That
was
the
the
File
Files app.
Explorer.
That was the File Explorer, yes. But I don't know, I don't even have anything in there. But what I'm saying is just look at the animation.
How quickly it does it.
It's quick and it's smooth and it's not something that we've had with the iPad for a very, very long time, if not ever, because it's the first time that they've had the ProMotion display on there.
Yeah, very quick. So this is the ProMotion display. That's
ProMotion.
The
Yeah, that's
that
what
we're
they call
seeing
it,
there.
ProMotion.
Okay.
And so you've got that's, in my opinion, the biggest change. And this is the best display that I've seen on a device like this, whether you're looking at a laptop or a TV or a tablet. Apple really put in some work on this display. Not only is it 120 hertz, but it also has True Tone built in.
Okay.
So what that means is if you are in an area with like bright blue light, for example, the screen will take on the hint of blue. And then if you walk into another room that has like yellow light,
Really?
the screen will then take on the yellow. You don't notice it visually on your eyes because just like a white piece of paper, as you go from room to room, that white piece of paper will reflect back at you the color of the room. So it looks white. So that's what Apple's doing here. They're actually mimicking what you would get with a piece of paper, which is, the display on this thing is amazing. And the power is unmatched.
Okay, I want to keep talking about the iPad Pro when we come back from the break.
All right.
You're listening to Geared Up, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Geared Up on GeekWire. I'm Todd Bishop.
I'm Andrew Edwards.
We've been talking about the new Microsoft Surface laptop. We just
Right.
did our first ever unboxing, the The notebook computer's right over here booting up. Cortana is doing
Still,
her thing.
Cortana started speaking to us.
Well, it's in part because I've not been paying attention and answering Cortana's questions
Okay.
as we've been doing the show. So we'll have to have a report on how the Surface laptop's doing for me next week.
Yes.
How's that sound?
But you have to run it in Windows 10s
I will.
mode.
I know. I
gonna be
absolutely will
terrible.
run it in Windows 10s mode.
All right.
Andrew, you just got back from E3.
Yep.
And we talked last week about the new Xbox One X.
Yes.
But
man.
there was a couple other presentations after that, Sony and then Nintendo. There was one game in particular that I know resonated with you, and that is Super Mario Odyssey. Tell us
Well,
about this game.
I'm an old school guy.
Yeah, tell
I
us
like
about
old
this
school
game.
games.
So this is a game for the new Switch.
Yeah, new Switch. It's the first open world sandbox style Mario game since Super Mario Sunshine, which is about 15 years ago.
So it's like Super Mario meets Grand Theft Auto.
Kind of, pretty much, especially now that he has a city that he's running around in. They call it New Donk City.
New Donk City, like
Yes,
Donkey
and-
Kong.
Right, exactly. I don't know why they came
Yes.
up with that name, but it's weird though because Mario, for all intents and purposes, I've always thought he was a plumbing guy. He's a guy, right?
Yeah.
But when he's in New Donk City, as you can see, all these people around him, he's like up to like their waist. So he's not.
He's like, are you telling me Mario's a midget? Is
I
that
don't
what you're
know.
trying to say?
Or is he just not? Is he not a human?
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So this is causing some existential video game questions.
It's just
for you.
weird. Yeah,
Okay.
weird.
All right.
So the thing with this game is Mario uses his hat. So the hat is actually the special thing in this game. You can throw his hat onto other people or objects and take control of them. So if you want to take control of an enemy, you throw the hat at them, and now you're controlling the enemy or a scooter or whatever it might be in the game. I hear there's a dinosaur in this game as well somewhere. So you can take control of things using the hat. I forget the name. I think it's called Cappy or some corny name like that. And then part of the game is in the old school like Mushroom Kingdom world, and then the other half of the game is in this New Donk City, and you're actually running around doing tasks in this cityscape sort of place. So I only got to play with it for maybe 10 minutes. I went backstage with Nintendo. They gave me 5 minutes in one land and 5 minutes in the other. And yes, it's fun. It's good. It's a Mario game.
Is it a great game? Good game?
I mean,
fair?
after 10 minutes,
Yeah.
right? It's good. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be, again, it's the first one they've made like this in 15 years. Every Mario game in between since then has been much more linear.
Right, like a platformer.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's going to be good because the last ones were great.
So when is this coming out for the Switch?
Comes out at the end of this year. I forget if it was October or November, but one of those 2 months. So yeah, coming soon. I'm pretty excited about it.
Okay.
Are you getting a Switch yet? What's going on with you?
How much, if I followed all of your advice, I would have such a stocked cabinet of gadgets. I can't afford this.
You'd have a fun life.
I'm like, oh, that's true.
I'm trying to
That's-
help you have
that's-
a fun life.
Okay, absolutely. I would like to get a Switch. My big thing is I do think I'm going to be getting an Xbox One S.
The current
S,
one.
The current one.
The current one.
To replace my current Xbox 360 S.
Oh, wow.
See how this goes?
Wow.
Yes. So that's but my big thing is though, if I want to make sure they have Connect Party. Will the new Xbox One X even have Connect with it?
You can buy Connect, or if you already have the Connect,
It'll work, but-
well, you need the Connect for the Xbox
Right.
One, but you can buy one and then you have to buy a USB adapter.
So my thing is, last time I checked, they did not yet have the game Connect Party for the Xbox One.
I
And
don't
so
know.
That game is so key to my life.
Really?
As the dad of a 6-year-old. Holy cow.
Wow.
I guess I could just keep both of them on there. I could have both
You
the
could.
Xbox 360 and the Xbox One
You could.
X. But at any
there
rate,
are other
highly-
Connect games that
Yeah,
you can.
No, but none that you can just turn on and have it entertain for hours. I
Oh,
mean, like
wow.
hours without any interaction.
Okay.
I mean, this is like the dad's Nirvana. Anyway, little pro tip there.
Yes.
It's Connect Party.
Connect Party,
it's
guys.
It's a great game. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about my MacBook experience. Because
Oh, yeah.
this is what I did. You've been giving me a hard time for sticking with my older generation MacBook.
Or just old generation everything.
Yeah.
That's just you.
That's what I do.
trying to help
That's
you
what-
out.
My MacBook, my
I'm
old
surprised,
MacBook Pro,
by the way.
finally bit the dust after
Right.
3 crashes, 3 restores from Time Machine.
Wow.
One of them extremely untimely in that I was giving a presentation later that day and I had
Whoa.
not backed up my PowerPoint
That's
to
terrible.
Dropbox.
Okay.
It was really awful. It was really
Okay.
awful. But no, I love the new MacBook Pro. I just got this.
13-inch.
The 13-inch, yes. I did it with, I wanted the Core i7, but
Right.
I ended up getting the Core i5. I
Good.
wanted the 8 gigs. I wanted the 16 gigs. I ended up getting the 8. because it was a bit of an
Interesting,
emergency situation.
Okay.
Because of the way my other one
yeah.
crashed. Don't recommend it in terms of waiting. I would have ordered online much sooner. I like the touch bar.
Okay.
I don't like the fact that I can sort of inadvertently hit some of the commands. I've been playing a lot with the configuration to make sure I'm not actually touching the touch bar inadvertently as I type. The dongles, as I alluded to at the beginning of the show, I'm not a huge fan of the dongles, but why don't you repeat your advice that I
The advice I gave
ignored?
you was to pick up this hyperdrive, which is, it kind of looks like this one that you picked up, but it has 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports on it. So it holds itself into your computer by Thunderbolt 3. It gives you a whole bunch of ports. And if you have something like that, then you're pretty much good. Like you have everything you need. You still have your 2 Thunderbolt ports on that left side, plus USB-A, plus HDMI, plus micro SD, plus full SD. And then on the other side, you have your other 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports. So that's really what I recommend. Just pick up something like that, and then you'll have more ports than you end up needing. And it's still, you're taking advantage of the faster connection as well.
Yeah. So far, though, beautiful machine. It'll be interesting to see how it compares to the performance of a relatively similarly configured Microsoft Surface laptop that we just unboxed.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, Windows 10 S is supposed to be the fastest version of Windows, right? But as soon as you upgrade to Pro, then you don't have all those speed optimizations anymore. So I'm also curious.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious how this week's going to go for you, and then when you do the upgrade,
how that goes.
How that changes
Well, we'll
things.
check in next week on it. Okay. One last device I wanted to talk about real quick. You can check out our last episode of GeekWire to see the full review of this. This is the Amazon Dash Wand with Alexa.
With Alexa.
The first ever, or the smallest Alexa device so far, and the first Dash Wand with Alexa built in.
Who's using this?
Me. Tell me the weather.
Currently, in Seattle, it's 68 degrees with cloudy skies. Today, you can expect showers with a high of 68 degrees and a low of 51 degrees.
You need to be able to speed up the cadence
of
Alexa.
That she talks. You might be able to, yeah. All right. Well, we will have a lot more, and I encourage folks on the podcast to go back to last week's Week in Geek episode where we have a full hands-on with Alexa. That's in the main GeekWire podcast feed. All right. That is it for this week's episode of Geared Up. Lots to talk about here this week. We will have the full video on GeekWire if you want to go and check it out. Just go to geekwire.com/gearedup. Until next time, I'm Todd Bishop.
I'm Andrew Edwards.
We'll talk to you next time on Geared Up on GeekWire.
Thanks for listening to Geared Up, the weekly tech and gadget podcast. Check out more of Andrew's reviews at youtube.com/gearlive and follow all of our coverage at geekwire.com.